They start at 10. They all start at 10. My stats are better than yours at a minimum. That's just what I said. What's up, Scrub Hub? Welcome back to another episode of the Scrub Hub Game Club podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Pants.
Oh, you went first this time?
Yeah, I went for it.
That's good. Nice chance.
I was hungry for it.
Chance.
Took a bite.
Nice chance. Nice chance. Nice change.
It's like drawing a chance card.
Monopoly?
Yeah, just like...
Today we're talking about Monopoly. We are not talking about video games. We're talking about a board game.
That's not a bad... Oh, that's kind of breaking meta, isn't it?
What?
That's like... You used to do board game stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's very true. Board game centric.
Yep.
On YouTube. You can find it. I haven't done anything in a while. Anyway, I am Doc Bishop.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Doing pretty good.
And today is the follow-up to Elden Ring.
That's right.
Follow-up meaning we've already done a video once before talking about Elden Ring, which we called the second opinion, where we just kind of gave our opinions about the game. But today's the follow-up. We have finished the game.
That's right.
We're coming back to talk to you about the game. And really just talking to each other.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah, it's honestly...
That's what we do here on Scrub Hub. We talk about the game without actually talking about the game.
We're on a couch.
It's kind of like Demon Souls.
Yeah, so Demon Souls... Do you know what I hated the most about Demon Souls?
What's that?
The fact that you... The lack of fucking bonfires, grace points, whatever we're going to generally call them at this point. Souls, runes, grace points, bonfires, whatever the fuck it is.
But it had Nexus stones.
Eat a dick, dude. Dude, 30 minutes every time you died and got to go all the way back.
That's like Dark Souls 1.
You know what game didn't have that, though?
Elden Ring.
God.
And that's what we're talking about.
It's so good.
And that's a throwback
to
our Demon Souls episode where all we did was talk about Elden Ring. All we did was talk about Elden Ring.
It's not an Elden Ring podcast. It is this time, though.
This is an Elden Ring podcast. That was not.
Yeah. So funny. But, I mean, dude, initial, opinions, what do you think of the game?
Elden Ring. So, okay, let's say this. On a scale of best FromSoft game, SoulsBorne, because Armored Core could be thrown in there.
Yeah.
Eternal Ring could be thrown in there. So, SoulsBorne game, best to least, best, worst. Where would you put Elden Ring? Me personally, I think I would put it at the best. I think it's the best SoulsBorne game. Yeah. For several reasons. I think it's maybe the easiest. By comparison, I think it might be the easiest.
That's an interesting viewpoint.
I don't think the game overall. So there are always bosses that are difficult. Where you're like, oh, that boss sucked. And there are bosses that suck, don't get me wrong. But I think the overall difficulty of the game, I think Elden Ring is the easiest. Or one of the easiest, if not the easiest. Dark Souls 3 was pretty easy.
Yeah, I would say that Dark Souls 3 was a very easy Souls game. But in contrast to that, it's not even really contrast because I do agree with you. I feel like it's the most accessible.
Definitely. Because the difficulty curve, I think, for Elden Ring was so steep at the beginning. It's like
this.
Because for anyone that went to I guess Margit is a big deal, right?
Well, I guess that's true.
So if anyone went to Margit first, it's like, boom, they had a really hard time. Especially new players.
I did.
Especially new players, but...
New players, yeah, particularly.
But I had a buddy, dude, I was watching his stream, and he was 5 hours in. He's only played 5 hours, and he was at Castle Morn, which is the farthest south
you can... That's crazy.
He's the farthest south you can go. And I'm like, I want to be like, bro, you should not be there.
How was he not dying a ton?
Oh, he was.
Oh, okay.
He was dying a ton.
That makes sense. Okay. That's something to note about. I think we might have touched on that on the first, the second opinion of Elden Ring was that the way that you kind of had to, it's open world, obviously.
Yep.
So finding your way to where you need to get initially could be kind of daunting because you're like, where the fuck do I go, man? Like, there's no direction really outside of those little like grace winds
The graces,
or accents.
just. I think they had a specific name. So like the points of grace would have arches that like pointed in a kind of a direction that gave you a general idea of where to go, and it kind of just pointed you to the next grace that would point you to another one. So they weren't necessarily in a straight line.
Yeah.
They just kind of pointed you in a general direction around to get to your next point of interest or a point of interest in that area.
Yeah.
Right? Because you could go to Khaled and
go a multitude of different
and
directions.
it would send you all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
And that was nice. It was a nice thing to have, but the game is completely open world. You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't even have to fight. Like, people struggling with Margit be like, cool, go past him.
Go anywhere else. Yeah, go anywhere else in the game for a little bit.
I mean, you can go all the way to the northern part of the... Well, okay, I don't want to say the northern.
Yeah.
You would have to know where to go to get the medallions for the elevators.
You can get them super quick, though, at the start of the game.
That's true. You can. You can go to the forts, you can get those, and you can get to that elevator, and that elevator takes you to a northern part. But to get even farther north, you have to know where the other medallion is. Exactly. The secret medallion.
That's right. All right.
That takes you up to the north.
That's right.
Super north part.
That's right. I mean, given one playthrough, you know what I mean? You come back, you'd be able to go through that stuff. But on initial play, like, particularly new players, though, like, that have never really played Souls games, because
you do have to get through the capital before you can get over there.
Yeah.
I forgot. I was like, you do have to go through the capital.
There's a lot to this game, which is good to note, because we're not dipping into the story here. We were going to mention that. Like, I don't even think it's important even saying that, because it's a Souls game. All of the stories are usually convoluted, but to note on Elden Ring in particular, the story was actually pretty upfront in a lot of ways versus other Souls games, which was really exciting in a weird way, because, I don't know.
It was just nice to know stuff that was going on.
Yeah, in a weird way, but in a different way. Like, most of the time with a Souls game, it's kind of when you talk with your buddies, like, oh, did you get fucked up with that boss? Yeah, you suck, or whatever. You know, that's like what it is. But now, since the story is actually relevant and you're getting it,
this is actually probably the first SoulsBorne game where I've actually talked to people about the story.
That's what I was about to say. Is like, my friends are coming to me and they're like, "Yo, do you know the story? Like, do you know the story of Elden Ring yet? Or like, have you figured it out? Or like, let me tell you this." It's the first time, because any other conversation of any other Souls game is just...
It's about the ending.
It's about the ending and how hard it is. This one is actually like, what ending did you get? What storyline did you follow? Did you do like a quest line?
Who have you encountered this person yet?
Yep.
Have you done this yet? Have you done this? Have you fought this boss? Because it is so open world, you could go anywhere. So I platinumed the game. I played it on PlayStation 5. I got every single trophy. Which only requires 3 playthroughs, right? So my first playthrough, I think I played 160 hours. I explored
so much.
I explored everywhere that I wanted to. Like, I didn't go in every single cave, and I didn't find every point of grace, but I went everywhere that I wanted to. And then I got into Journey 2, and I was like, bet, I'm going to run straight to the end as quick as possible. There are, like, main bosses, probably 7 main bosses, didn't even encounter. There's no reason for me to even see them.
That's crazy that you can just kind of, after one playthrough, know where you need to go and just follow that pathway. But, you know, like, same. After playing the game, I kind of picked up, and maybe that's like a podcast thing with us doing this or something, or I don't know. when I came, after going through it, it's like, dang, you really only need to do this and then do that and then do that and then do this and then do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, that's interesting. I wonder why that is. I wonder if that's about this game, because the game is huge.
It's massive. It's so big. So
There's so much story. There's so many quest lines. What I was gonna say is we're not here to crack every little part of it down, but there are some fantastic content creators over at NGN.
NGN
Or Engine. I'm not.
Engine.
Yeah, I think
NGN,
that's
Engine.
cool if that's what that is. But
Check them out, because we were kind of sitting like talking about the story, and there were like holes. We're like,
but wait a minute.
what is this? What does this make sense? And so we're like, you know what? We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk. We're gonna watch someone's video that kind of talks about the majority of the story. So we got things, bits and pieces of like the greater will. Like this seemingly outer world god entity that selected an Empyrean, which was America. America was the god of the lands between. America had children; those became demigods. You have the things with Radagon.
You're going into the story.
I know, I am. But I'm saying, so there's all these things, and like they had children, like so. There's all this like hierarchy and lineages and stuff that we were super confused. And so we found a video, NGN, that covered some really cool, just boom, boom, boom points that were like, that makes sense. It filled in all those pieces that were missing, right? Because we had two entirely different experiences.
Yep. Which we always do. I mean, there's no surprise there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. Check them out. Check out their videos.
Yeah, fantastic video.
You can let them know we sent you, but they're way bigger than us.
Yeah, they're huge. I think that video had like 1.5 million views on it. Well worthy of that too. It's a fantastic video. But to get back to it, like I said, check them out. We're not going to dip into every little thing. But what scale of we were talking about accessibility, but scale of 1 to 10, you would say this is the best? Like you give it a 10?
I don't like doing that. I really don't. I don't think any game deserves a 10, right? I think there's always something that they can improve upon. So maybe I'll give it like a 9.9.
You know what? I think that I have a...
Though I think I gave a game a 10 in our podcast.
Did you?
Did I give Inscription a 10 maybe?
I think we both gave Inscription. Yeah, because Inscription was a 10.
But I mean, so I think in the realm of SoulsBorne games, I think it is a 10. I think the story was accessible. You actually got content without a ton of, what does this mean? What does this mean? Does this mean this?
Yeah.
So it was the easiest accessible. The music was good in any given point, just like any Dark Souls.
You can expect that, yeah.
It felt like Dark Souls 3.
It did.
Well, like when it came to combat, it pulled assets from all the games. You saw enemies from Dark Souls games, from Sekiro. Oh man,
Sleepy World.
it's not even sleepy, but so there's tons of stuff there, and the open world. I think the open world kind of cinches what the game is, and it's what sets it apart from everything else, and the fact that you could just go anywhere.
Yeah, I totally agree with all that. I personally, I think I would. I'm gonna blame you for this because you exposed me to a higher realm of thinking when it comes to what a Souls game can look like. I think I would have to give it a 9.5.
Ooh, why?
Because Blue Point did a fabulous job on how Demon Souls looks.
Man, Demon Souls is still the Blue Point. Demon Souls is the best looking game.
It's so beautiful, and frankly, as I really love Souls games. It feels so good. I've heard people say it doesn't. I don't think Blue Point knows what a Souls game is supposed to feel like. I think it feels okay.
I think those are people that never played Demon Souls.
Frankly, is like, no, that's Demon Souls the way that Demon Souls feels. Is like, if that looked, and let me say this, take that with a grain of salt, the 9.5, because you even said it yourself, it's a huge open world. Like, I would like to know what it would look like to see those graphics on Elden Ring, because bro, and what is that gonna take to play?
And so there's a point, like, so there's definitely like, man, I wish Bluepoint does a phenomenal job in recreating stuff, right? I don't know, do they do anything that's just they created it? I'm not sure.
I'm really not sure.
But I would love to see Bluepoint and FromSoft just like merge,
yeah,
to where Bluepoint is working on all their visuals, but FromSoft is still doing their stuff,
the tech stuff.
But you also have to think, Elden Ring was on the PS5, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Series X, and PC. So it's on 5 different platforms. And I mean, Demon Souls is only on PS5, the remaster, the remake, whatever you want to call it. So there's not a lot of focus. You have to take into consideration the other systems.
That's very true.
And the hardware limitations. I don't think Demon Souls, the remake, could look as great as it does on the PS4.
Oh, no. It really does require that, like, extra oomph to get its point across.
Because of that, I think Elden Ring was held back visually, but still
it's still beautiful.
Stunning, beautiful game. But Elden Ring 2, which we will inevitably get, which will probably be next gen only. You don't think so? You don't want one.
I don't want one. I want really, really solid DLC. I want multiple packages of solid DLC. Not to mention that we're also getting free DLC.
We're getting free updates.
We're getting free updates, which has DLC. You downloaded it and its content.
I forget what the last update was. I feel like
it like extended quest lines.
No, that was a couple updates ago.
That was a couple updates ago, but
I thought the last one just did something. They made Radon weaker, then they made him stronger.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's great.
It's hilarious.
So I think in that period of time, I think I beat Radon when he was weaker.
That's super funny.
That's really good.
I agree. I think we'll get some super solid DLC.
But I would like to see maybe...
And I'm sure we'll get multiple DLCs.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get multiple DLCs, and I'm certain they'll be great. But, there was something that happened with...
I do want to say, I think we will get an Elden Ring 2.
I mean, it's possible,
So, I know we weren't going to talk about story, and I'm not going to go into story. But the game contains 6 endings, right?
Yeah.
So you have an ending which is the end. They're all end lines of quests, except for the basic ending. It's not even worth it. Unless you're trying to get that trophy.
Excuse
you. That
you.
platinum trophy, dude.
Excuse you, sir. Some of us like just crushing shit and,
But, so one of those endings, out of all 6, one ending, and I won't spoil that, one ending definitely felt like it's unfinished. Like it could continue into another game. And so I think if they did an Elden Ring 2, it would follow that.
And it could. It really could. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. I think we could get a second one, and if we did, it would follow that specific ending. Only one of the 6 endings. But I think we could get an Elden Ring 2 from that.
I think it's possible.
Which would be super fascinating.
I think they could do a lot of cool stuff with it. The only thing in my mind, in my heart, that I would want from software is I just like exploring their new worlds, because they always got something fresh and new, and I don't want to see them do the thing that they did with Dark Souls. Granted, I love Dark Souls 3, and Dark Souls 3 wouldn't have happened had we not had the second one. But something me and you talked about prior to jumping on this podcast is me and you both need to play Bloodborne. And now,
yes.
You see what I'm saying? And
So,
that's like, in my mind...
I want to say one thing real quick, and we'll talk about this Bloodborne idea. All 3 Dark Souls are different.
They are, but...
Like all their worlds are...
But it's not as contrasty between like Bloodborne and Dark Souls, or Dark Souls to Elden Ring, to Elden Ring to
I get that. I understand. Okay.
Bloodborne to Sekiro, like, you
know.
I haven't played Sekiro either. Like,
that game, let me take a second. That game is hard.
I've heard that's the hardest game.
So
that's the hardest one.
It's like, so I don't agree with people that, and this kind of slam on you, I don't agree with people that start a Souls game because people are like, oh, I played Demon Souls or I played Dark Souls. And so they play Dark Souls and then they decide, I'm going to go into Dark Souls 2 and I'm going to be depraved. That's their first playthrough. They're depraved.
What's wrong with that?
I just feel it's kind of ambitious. Okay? I just...
Ambitious?
I think it's
easier. You start with that club, my dude. Bro. And my stats are higher than your at a minimum. Fight me.
No, they're not.
They start at 10. They all start at 10. My stats are better than yours at a minimum. That's just what I said.
I started as, in Elden Ring, I started as, forget. Doesn't matter what I started at. One stat was at 9.
Oh, so you min-maxed one stat.
One stat was at 9. I had other stats at 12 and 14.
Yeah, but then you also, if you restat, you can't go back to 10 and have like a completely like even maxed out like...
Guess what? It didn't matter. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
But you were the one that brought it up.
So
chewing on people, grilling people, and going to Pride.
The upside is you start at level 0.
That's right.
So it's cheaper to get your souls in
early on,
like Dark Souls games. Doesn't matter. But you are very limited. Like, you don't have armor. You have a club, which you think is an advantage. It's not necessarily. Other people may not like the club.
I think it is for the stagger.
But
the early game stagger.
So it's one of those, I think it's a little ambitious for people who have never played the game before.
For people that haven't played the game, it's asinine. Like, bro, who are you? Like, really?
You've never played Elden Ring and you started as a wretch.
Yeah, like, come on, dude.
Who
I've been
are
doing
you?
This. Yeah.
But
that I empathize with, for sure.
So that's the only thing, and I completely forget why I even said that. Why I even brought it up. Oh, I remember. I remember. So I'm like, why would you start that? Like, maybe you don't like this game. Why would you start in essentially the weakest position possible? You are weaker.
Yeah, no, you are for sure.
But Sekiro is that. That's what it is. You are depraved. You are a wretch. You have nothing. You don't get multiple different weapons. You can't just, I'm going to get stronger by killing a bunch of enemies and grinding. You can't do that. You know how you get stronger? You beat a boss.
You get better.
You beat a boss. If you beat the boss, cool. The game's like, here you go. You can get stronger. If you can't beat the boss.
Wait, so is there not leveling up?
No.
Oh, God.
No, there's not.
Oh, fuck.
It's just like you get an item from the boss that makes you stronger.
That seems like the real Souls final boss is Sekiro.
It's so hard. It's super fun, though. Like, if you haven't played it, I would say you should probably play it.
Aesthetically, it's always looked really, really cool.
Super fun, but it's so hard.
But
I got so far in the game, and I hit a brick wall, and I'm like, and I was done.
I don't know. You know, Souls games and all, and when I love all of them so far, except for Demon Souls.
You liked Demon Souls.
But I can confidently say that Elden Ring was a super solid game, and like playing the game is very, very worth it, whether you're a new player or
and
returning.
And the replayability of Elden Ring is better than any of the other Souls games.
Yeah,
I think. Like, cool, you can play as a different person. No. Elden Ring, you can play just completely different.
Yep. Totally.
You don't even have to go to the same places if you don't want to.
For the first time ever, after my first playthrough, I was like, I kind of want to do a magic build, which is like
Magic super fun. In
yeah,
Elden Ring.
it seems really cool, and there's a lot of different interesting angles you can go on the magic side of stuff.
By the end of my first playthrough, I had 200 spells.
That's fucking nuts, dude. That's so crazy. I had like 5. I swear it was like 5.
He beat the game with a club.
Yeah, I swear I had.
He's like, "What's a katana? I've never even seen."
My
katana
favorite
in this
Elden
game."
Ring memes are the ones that are just talking about big swings, like big thwomps, just big sword swing thwomp.
I will say, I think Elden Ring is also maybe one of the most broken games.
Oh yeah, it's busted
Like,
as fuck.
Magic
for
is
sure.
broken. Big swords are broken. Halberds are broken. Freaking blood is broken. Frost is broken.
Oh yeah, it's all pretty
and
silly.
and that's
but
using gamer terms, meaning if I think anything else is unfair, it's broken. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, put it a little. The more you know,
Yeah.
right there.
So, because everyone thinks everything's broken, PvP's broken.
Oh yeah, it's broken. It needs
But-
nerfed.
But anyway, so we touched on Bloodborne. I have played the very beginning of Bloodborne. That's it. That's all I've played. I'm definitely up for playing that.
That's my exact same exposure.
So I think that'll be our next SoulsBorne game.
You can look out for that.
I'm
super
when will
pumped
that
on it.
happen?
Yeah. We'll have to really kind of.
Not in the very near future, but
Yeah.
probably in the near future.
Yeah, I think we've.
I don't know what this means.
This is
Not here, but here.
It's not. Yeah, it's not here, but it's there. We'll figure it out there.
So we have quite a few things planned.
Yeah, we have some really cool stuff planned for the future, and obviously you guys have seen our lineup those last couple weeks. Use your context clues. What do you think we're gonna be playing in the future? But we brushed on a little stuff. We might be playing some smaller games. A couple of shorts coming up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some new cool ones, but 9.5.
9.5.
9.5, 10 if Blue Point did it.
I give it a 9.9 because I don't believe any game deserves a 10 unless it's Inscription.
Keep working better. Keep working harder.
I think everyone can always improve. So,
Facts. Doc, where can they find you, boss?
guys, you can find me on all the socials, on Twitch. What was that?
I did all of them. I was trying to build you up.
RX_Bishop_MD. Where can they not find you?
You can't find me on Twitch or YouTube or anywhere really. I'm doing a lot of stuff. Small plug. I never do this. I'm gonna do it real quick. I work alongside a tattoo artist. His name's Chris Powell. That's taken up quite a bit of my time recently, but there's a lot of exciting stuff going on with tattoo shiz in the future. So maybe I'll share a little bit about that and just like a 30-second thing in the future. But
That'd be cool.
that's what I'm doing. You can find me as Pants, NevrEndingPants. If you can find my other accounts, you'll find them. Maybe I'll plug them in the future.
You'll find them.
Yeah,
They'll be
you'll
there.
find them.
They're on the screen. They're on the screen somewhere.
Fuck.
I always put them there. You know
Well,
that.
I was talking about my pseudo name, my other name.
Oh, your real name?
Yeah, my real name. If
We
you can,
have no real names.
I have to. Well, so Pants is my real name, and then the other one's my pseudo name.
Yes.
I think we're all egos, and none of us have real names, and
That's
names
true.
are just.
That's true. Anyways, guys, this has been the follow-up where we covered basically our end result of Elden Ring.
That's right.
So this was a shorter format video simply because we're just giving you an update, letting you know what's going on and where we're at, and we're done with Elden Ring until DLC comes out.
Yep.
Then you will see us again.
Yeah, and then we can
Talking about
kind of
this
just
game.
do like a big, maybe a longer format fleshed out. Depending on how the DLC comes out, we could maybe do another 30 minutes or maybe an hour, whatever.
Yeah. We said we were coming back, and we did it. That's what counts. That's what matters.
Consistency.
We had a blast. The game was great. That's all we can really talk about. If you
That's
guys
it.
want to see anything else specifically, breakdowns, different things like that, let us know in the comments, and we'll do that. And also, remember,
If you're not good,
get good.
please and thank you. Have a wonderful day and game on.
And Jen,